Hello everyone, my name is TGB Master, and welcome back to another episode of Empires of the Undergrowth. This is a series that I used to record way back in the day, and I think the last video I made was over a year ago. I don't remember. Anyways, Empires of the Undergrowth has put out the Fire Ants, a new form of species, new content, new modes, and anyways, today what we're going to be doing is beating Cold Blood on insane difficulty. I almost forgot the name of the map. I almost forgot. So I've already beaten this game, and this video is basically going to be a breakdown analysis on how to beat the game on insane. I've never done a video like this before, or at least the format. I typically enjoy going in blind, not knowing what the hell to do, and I like to get the emotions raw. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and go on insane difficulty and pick the vigorous ants, because this is how you're going to beat the game. You're going to want that additional damage and speed when they come out of the hatching. Anyways, jumping straight into this map, we're going to go ahead and be doing this. So you're going to want to grab your workers, disable the food and defense, and just send all of them to this dig site real quick. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're rushing to get to the aphids. So admittedly, this will take you a couple of tries based on RNG, depending on like where insects spawn, whether it's spiders or beetles. If there is nothing that spawns near this point right here, this plant, then you're going to be fine. Hold on, let me disable the narrator real quick. Alright, there we go. That way I can talk and it's not super loud. So again, you're going to go right here to this stem. You're going to want to capture these 7 aphids, because if you do this early enough, these guys aren't going to be contesting it. You can take 7 aphids right off the start of the game, uncontested, real quick, because the big-headed ants aren't going to be fighting you. And it's okay if your workers get killed. Like, this beetle's probably going to kill most of them because he's camping the door like a coward. As long as we can get them near home base, because they don't despawn. As far as I can tell, over the past 30 hours of playing this game, they don't despawn. Sometimes they do glitch out when your ants pick them up, though. That's a little frustrating at times, but it's okay. So now that we've gotten the aphids not to the stem, but at least near, we're going to go ahead and start collecting a bunch of food. You're going to want to open this tile up by 7, and from there, we're going to go ahead and start building a bunch of soldier ants. You're going to want to build 4. After the workers are done collecting the food, you want to drag them back over, and we're going to put the soldiers, just because of personal preference, in column 2. So now we've got to wait for the soldiers to hatch, and then what you're going to want to do is open this up by 2 tiles here. Now that the soldiers exist, they're here. You're going to want to attack this worm and collect all this food here and build 2 more soldiers. So now we have black ants taking the aphids, which is fine. Some games, the black ants, the little trigger events are going to get killed by the beetles and spiders. That's normally the best case scenario. But what you want to do there when you see the black ants is just avoid them, ignore them. Basically, 1 to 4 black ants will spawn. Like, see how the spiders are killing him? Now we can just steal back that aphid, so we didn't have to worry about that. That was thanks to RNG, though. We got a little lucky there. But anyways, if you attack those black ants, those are little trigger events. And if you attack them, then you have to deal with a constant raid on day 1 and day 2. I mean, like, even day 3. But basically, the goal is to ignore and dodge the black ant colony for at least 2 days. You want that time to build up your army. Because the more time you spend fighting the ant colonies, the less time you're gathering food, and, well, you're gonna die. You're basically gonna lose. So next, once you have 7 soldiers, what you're gonna want to do is open this up by another 5 tiles, specifically like this, because on night 1 there will be a toad that crawls in through here, and if you open this section up right here, it'll crawl through, and you'll have to fight 2 toads instead of 1 during night 1. So after you collect those aphids, the next step is to go down here and collect these 5 aphids, but you're probably going to have to cherry pick exactly where you're going to be fighting. So for example, I'm probably going to have to send my troops over here, collect some spiders, kill them, and then after the beetle walks away, oh, okay, never mind, he walked away, god damn it. Okay, alright, well, let's go back. So let's go ahead and go back, send our troops over here, collect these 5 aphids, And we're going to have to do this relatively quickly. Since we don't have any food, unfortunately, we're going to have to be very careful about this. But luckily, it's uncontested, so this isn't really a big deal at all. Again, this kind of partakes in RNG. It depends on where the spiders and beetles spawn. But for right now, we're just going to have to play loosely around the enemy. So for day 1, the best case scenario, what you want to be striving for is you want to try and secure 22 aphids by day 1 with 12 fire ants as your soldiers. You want 2 workers, 12 fire ants, and you want to have at least roughly 20-ish aphids. And I'll explain what you have to do next. So this part, we have to kind of hustle. We have to be kind of quick on this part. Hopefully we can kill this spider. Let's see what happens. We're going to go ahead and focus on killing these guys if we can. Let's get some more ants here. So you want roughly 4 or 5 ants to be able to comfortably bring down the spiders. And it's probably going to be 10 to 11 to bring down beetles comfortably. Alright, so how are you going to be able to do this? Well, if you don't get killed by a damn beetle... Basically, in order to steal these 7 aphids undetected, what you have to do is wait for the black ant colony to be looting this, or fighting the insects. It depends on whichever comes first. But as long as the black ants are over here looting, like, I mean, now would be like the ideal time to start looting, but we can't because there's a beetle in the way. He's blocking the path and we don't have enough troops. So unfortunately, what we're gonna have to do is go back, collect more food for us. There's an aphid that we didn't collect. We should have 15 at the moment. We have to look at the ground. It could have despawned. It normally despawns when the an ant worker picks it up. Unless it's oh, it's on the ground. There it is. Ah, there it is. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I'm gonna wait for all my ants to come here so we can actually like kill this beetle. Here, let's... Oh, okay, we can't attack the spider. You know, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and attack the spider first. Alright, let's see if we can bring down this beetle and get away with this. Come on, kill him. Get him out of here. Do it! Alright, we barely made it. So now what we have to do is collect food immediately. And there's another beetle. Don't you just love RNG? Oof. Oof feels bad. Okay. So it's becoming nighttime, and we kind of messed up. Alright, so... Now that we're here, the black ants are moving into the tree. What we're going to do is disable collecting food, and we're going to push this tree. While they're looting, we're going to go ahead and steal the aphids undetected. If you can pull off this stunt, basically, the black ants will not be attacking you for... Oh, well, they're... Uh-oh. Come on, pull away. Yes. Let's go. That's huge. They're pulling away. That's amazing. We just need one more ant to steal this aphid right here. And there you go. Now we have secured about roughly 22 aphids for night 1, undetected. Now the black ants, they will inevitably attack you by, I believe, day 3. But again, having 2 days with 22 aphids uncontested from both colonies is a huge, huge plus. Now that you got that going, basically, you want to send all your troops over here to collect food, turn back on the food collecting and defense, have them start collecting this. You're going to want to start building at least two workers to collect the aphids. I was able to get 10 ants in total. There might be some food up here that I could collect where the creatures ended up killing themselves. Who knows? So now that we have 22 aphids, we have 2 workers collecting the food. Now what we're going to want to do is go over here and start digging down here. You want to go over here and fight these 6 worms. They're super easy to kill. If you have 10 workers, or 10 soldiers, they're easy to bring down. Especially if you have the vigorous ants with the additional bonus damage. Yeah, these guys are super easy to kill. It gives you like 80, 90 food. If you weren't able to get 12 soldiers on the surface on the first day, you can easily get 12 before the frogs attack. So once all the worms are dead, you're going to want to collect all this food, build 2 more soldiers, put them here, and we're going to open this up just a little bit. So we have 20 plus seconds before the frogs attack, or not the frogs, but the toads. The last toad will spawn here, so we have plenty of time to just collect resources. Alright, now that you've collected all that food right there, what we're going to do quickly is open this up. You're going to want to attack these guys now. Now that we have 12 soldiers, it should be fine. And what we're going to do as well is start upgrading the guys to level 2s. So once you finish killing these guys, you're going to want to loot as quickly as possible and then go up here and fight these guys. It'll take 4 tiles to trigger that little nesting area. Oh, we forgot to collect food. You know what? That's fine. That's okay. We'll have time. So open this up and kill these guys. They're also super easy to kill and contest. It's not a problem. And you can see that this toad is not even halfway to opening up this area. He's going to come down here, by the way, so we don't have to worry about this. So now we just got to keep collecting the food. Now what we're going to do is upgrade at least 1 to 3 troops. The idea is to get hopefully a level 3 before the toad breaks through. That's the general idea. And then here, now we have 129 food up on the surface. So we're going to quickly collect this food. All right, fantastic. Now we're going to send all of our troops to go up here and collect the 138 food that is just, it's uncontested. We're going to go ahead and upgrade the food storage just by a little bit. You want to have roughly at least 100 food, 140 food on standby for the toad. So the toad's about to breach, which is fine though. Normally what you want to do is have all your soldiers up here, but that's okay. Again, we're not really looking for perfection. All you need to really do is just contest this guy right here. So we have 112 food. We're doing fine with ourselves. And now this is where you basically want to contest. So admittedly, I ended up dying. I made a bad play, made a big mistake. So what you're supposed to do is follow all the steps that I already said. So you got 22 aphids, you got 12 soldiers, and if you are lucky enough, you should have a ton of food to upgrade all of your soldiers. You should be able to get 7 level 2s and, well, technically 6 level 2s and 1 level 3, all before night 1. And you can see right here, this toad, like, he gets really close to the area. If you had that open, you'd be fighting 2 toads instead of 1. So you want to put all your soldiers over here, and you want to fight this 1 toad. And we already got him down below 50 HP, so this is really good. And we quickly kill him. So this toad is not a threat. I don't know how I lost night 1, I'll be honest with you. That was just stupid on my part. But there you go. Now the toad's dead, and you want to send all your troops over here to dig up and kill these worms. I think you have to dig up 4, maybe 5 tiles to get up here. Kill the worms, take them out, and you can start upgrading more troops. And then once you end up killing the worms, then just go up to the surface and start collecting all the food. And you want to collect as much as possible. Okay, so this is important. So as you're collecting food, it's important to note that during the transition of night 1 into day 2, there's going to be this little window where there's nobody contesting. The night enemies and the day enemies aren't going to be on the map. So you're going to want to start collecting food at this pine cone. And then night 2, you're going to be fighting 2 toads instead of 1. And just, just a heads up, every night you're going to be fighting more and more toads. Night 3 is going to be the make or break of your playthrough. It's either going to go really well, or you're going to end up dying and you're going to have to restart. So hopefully I won't die again and this recording will actually go well. But now you want to send all your ants up here. You want to kill this beetle. I mean, sometimes this pine cone is going to be contested, but I mean, if you can kill these guys, hey, that's more food, that's always a plus. So for day 2, you're going to want to try and strive for about roughly 25 to 40 soldiers. You really want to bolster up your numbers. If you were undetected by the black ant colony, and the big-headed colony will attack on day 2, but their attack is super easy to hold off. But for right now, while you have this window of opportunity, you want to focus on just gathering as much food as possible from the pine cone. So the first attack from the big-headed colony is just going to be a bunch of these little guys. These little ones still the aphids. These guys are the soldiers temporarily before they send the big-headed ones. So now you can see, well, actually, this is a surprise. The black ant colony is attacking. That's not normal. But thankfully, you know what? That's okay. That's all right. We have 22 aphids and we have a ton of food. So all we have to do is kill these guys. And these guys are, well, actually, oh, this might be perfect. Wait, hold on. Oh, that might be perfect RNG. Oh my god. The first attack from the big-headed colony just got sabotaged by the spider and the black ants. Oh, that might be really nice. That's not normal. That normally doesn't happen on a playthrough. That makes me really happy. So now we might just be fighting the black ant colony for day 2 instead of the big-headed colony. That actually might be really helpful. I mean, I hope that's the case. Because, yeah, now they're going back. They're going away. Oh, that's awesome. That's really helpful. All right, so now if you look at the minimap, there are enemies coming to raid us. They're not going to steal our aphids. If the Black Ant colony was looking to steal the aphids, they'd be going left. If they're going right, they want to kill you. And luckily, the big-headed colony isn't going to be attacking us, so it's going to go uncontested for quite some time. Now, it's important to note that during day 2 and day 3, so normally what's supposed to happen, that was just lucky, but on day 2, the big-headed colony attacks you. And from there, you have to sit down and defend your aphids. Because again, the aphids are going to be your primary food source throughout the entire game. You're going to want to strive to beat this entire level by day 5. You want to have both colonies wiped out by day 4, night 4, and then by day 5, you want to be attacking the frog. That's going to be kind of the conclusion of this, but by day 2 and day 3, you're going to be wanting to hoard as much food as possible. Oh, and at this point, if you have 40 soldiers, if the run is going really well for you, start killing these big spiders. Just get them out of here. If you can wipe them out, they drop 78 food. It is pretty helpful. All right, now we have finally we have the opportunity to skedaddle on over here and collect these aphids. Yep, see, there he is. Now he's attacking. And if you kill a wasp, he drops about roughly 28 food, which is also pretty helpful for the colony. But we're not really here for the food. We're not here for the wasp. We are here for the aphids. Yep, there we go. All right, we got 7 more aphids. Fantastic. Now we just got to go back, start collecting more food outside. So now it's night 2, you are going to be fighting 2 toads. What you're going to want to do, if you have about, again, you want to strive for 25 soldiers by day 2. Best case scenario is you have about roughly 40. You're going to want to slam dunk all of your soldiers, just cram them in this corner. Just put them here, don't even worry about it. All the other toads will not be attacking you. Just shove them in the corner. The reason why is the moment the toad spawns in, all of your soldiers can do immediate damage. You can do a ton of damage before the first attack from the toad, unless he pulls out his AoE attack, which is really annoying. And we gotta start collecting more food. But yeah, see? And there you go. Now the first toad's dead. That was super easy. Collect the food. I mean, it's just that easy. Just boom, dead. Now half of the threat has already been eliminated. And now you go over here. So for day 3, this is going to be, or excuse me, night 3 is going to be the make or break of this playthrough. Night 2 it goes 2 toads. Night 3 it goes about roughly 13 to 15 toads. It's a massive jump. It becomes a lot more aggressive and a lot more just nightmarish. That's why you got to kill this toad immediately. And then go outside and collect the last 7 aphids on the last island. And we're gonna open this area up, and we're gonna start building more workers. That way, it balances out how many soldiers we have. So actually, I'm gonna go here, and we're gonna build about. You want to build about roughly 20 to 30 workers. But now that we got this built up, before we go outside, what we need to prioritize is eliminating these 2 major threats inside the colony. You want to eliminate all of these threats. You want to ignore these guys because if you open... So there's a bunch of food in here that's uncontested, but this is the problem. If you open this up, you're going to be immediately swarmed by all the toads. I learned this the hard way on many occasions. If you have all the aphids up to this point, if you have about roughly 40 aphids, you do not need to secure any of the food inside your colony for now. You want to grab all the food on night 3, not night 2. The quickest way to take these guys out is to lock them in a choke point. So don't rush your soldiers in there and start attacking immediately. All you want to do is put your troops like maybe right here, let the workers die, and then yeah, there you go. So now you're in a choke point. This way all of your ants are attacking one guy at a time, and it mows them down very quickly. It also prevents all of these guys from being able to attack your ants. And now we just gotta collect these 7 aphids. You need about roughly 25 soldiers, I believe, to comfortably secure these 7 aphids from this one island. And now, since it's day 3, finally, the big-headed colony is here to attack us. Now we're gonna trigger the events, we're gonna fight them, and this time, well, actually, now they're going to start producing the big-headed soldiers. You also want to start building more soldiers roughly around here, just for like a second squad, and to get ready for night 3. So to summarize, by day 3, you should have about roughly 40 to 50 soldiers. You should have all the aphids on the map. You should have about roughly 42, because see, now we have 200 plus food. Again, this is going to be your best source of collecting food. Aphids are going to be your best friends. This is how you're going to upgrade your armies. This is how you're going to just keep expanding, because eventually there won't be any food sources on the map, and you're going to have 2 colonies fighting you constantly. So you have to defend against raids, and you have to defend your aphids at all cost. So I would say that day 3 is probably going to be the most boring, because all you have to do is just sit here now. Now you just have to sit here, generate food, harvest it, hold off the enemy attacks from the big-headed colony and the black ant colony, and you want to save up your supplies. You want to gather, I would say by night 3, you're going to want to have at least 600 food stockpiled. 600 to 700 food stockpiled to fight against all the toads. Also, just remember that you have to defend your workers at all costs to make sure that they keep replenishing your troops, because you will lose a lot against the toads. And then after night 3, by the time you get to day 4, that's when you really want to start ramping up your attacks against the black ant colony, wipe them out, and then immediately direct your attention to the big-headed colony. And you want to wipe them out as well. So now, this is night 3. This is, again, like I've been saying, the make or break. Will you succeed or will you perish? I think we're honestly going to win, though, because we didn't open up we didn't open up this area. There's a ton of food in here, uncontested, but that's kind of the trick. That's the bait from the developers. They want you to gather the supplies. They want you to open this up because there's just a ton of stuff there for free. But now that we have roughly 50-ish soldiers, what we're going to do now is we're going to place a we're going to go down here. We're going to go down and place my 47 troops to this location, and for group 3, we're going to put them here. And you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and upgrade a few of these guys so we have level 2s. That way we're still at roughly 700 food. We don't need 1,000. We don't need that much. But basically, the first toad that you will be assaulting is going to be lodged up in this corner. Then you're gonna then after you kill that toad, you're gonna want to prioritize killing the toad up here and killing the toad over here. You want to make sure you're protecting this nest and this nest specifically. You want to keep the workers alive for as long as humanly possible. So this guy's gonna spawn in, and eventually this guy will spawn in as well. And because, again, since we didn't open up the nest, see, alright, he spawned in, we wipe him out immediately, okay, boom, he's dead. That was super easy. Now, we quickly bring all our soldiers back up to here, because now the toads up here, top right and top left, they're eventually going to spawn in. So we're actually going to go ahead and put group 3 right here and group 2 here. Group 3 is a little smaller, but having them stationed right next to their little nests, I think it will be a lot better. So we're not going to worry about these guys yet. We need to station our troops right here. I'm going to wait for this guy to get outside. Alright, now we're going to attack him. So quickly wipe this toad out, and we're going to go down here. So this toad is now dead. I'm going to disable them eating. I want all my troops to prioritize the toads. So this is going to be the first wave. This is, yeah, we need to wipe out the first wave. These toads are almost all dead, thankfully. And there you go. Now they're all dead, and we can we have a small window to collect food. And now these guys are going to breach open, and they're going to release this little threat here too. But now there's about roughly 6 more toads that we have to fight. But again, they're super easy to kill. They're definitely not that much of a challenge. Group 3 is going to hold this guy off right here, and we're going to wipe out all these dudes here. So there's going to be about 3 to 4 toads. These 2 guys are in the back. Hopefully, by the time we kill this guy and collect the food, we'll be assaulting these 2. And that's how you beat night 3. And then all the food in the nest is now readily, it's free to take. All right, well, before it becomes daytime, now you're going to want to start your assault. You should have about roughly 900 to 1,000 food. You're going to need a ton to assault the enemy colony. But now you just want to full send it. You want to send all your troops. You should have about 90 to 100 ants at this point by night 3. and just quickly full send and rush the colony. The black ants are going to be a lot easier to kill than the big-headed ones. We're going to go ahead and open this up and build even more workers. By day 5, you should have about roughly 100 workers and I think 150 to 170 soldiers. Alright, now that you're in the nest, you want to just send all your troops up to the queen. And that's about it, really. I mean, yeah, for some reason this run is a lot easier to kill the big-headed colony than it was the black ants. I don't know why, but I mean, hey, that's a free win for me. I'll take it. But luckily, these guys drop a shit ton of food. I think this colony drops about roughly 2,000-ish. And we're doing it all before night 4, which is amazing. I mean, I think it's almost night 4. Yeah, it's slowly becoming night 4. But now we'll just go ahead and put our troops here. Start collecting the food when it spawns in. I mean, night 4 is pretty much just a joke. It's super easy to kill these guys when you have over 150 plus soldiers, all level 3. Quickly gather the food and then head back outside and start gathering all the food from the big-headed colony. And at this point, by night 4, day 5, the bullfrog should have about 50% of its HP replenished. Don't worry though, the bullfrog is probably the easiest thing to kill in this game, or at least on this mission in particular. The real threat is what comes after. Alright, well, it's day 5. Now you want to immediately assault the bullfrog. You should have about roughly 180 to 200 fire ants, along with over 100 workers to quickly replenish those said soldiers, and you should have about roughly 2,000 to 3,000 foods stored up. I'm going to go ahead and wait for all my troops to group up, and then we'll attack. And then this is also important to keep in mind. You have to have a ton of ants swarming the bullfrog when he gets down to low HP, because if you don't have a bunch of ants attacking him, then he might jump away. And if that happens, you might be really screwed. And if you are able to kill him, he should be able to drop about roughly 1,200 food. Okay, so his health is dropping like a brick. We still have well over 1,000 food, which is really good. We should be able to kill him before dropping below 1,000. And almost, come on, kill him. And there you go, 1,200 food. Now you have 1 minute to collect all that said food, and you gotta start immediately sending your troops outside. We're gonna go ahead and disable the food collecting on both groups. We have 20 seconds. The bullfrog is finally dead, and now we have to hold off the invaders. So the invaders can only come from 2 entrances. Entrance 2 and entrance 3, or entrance 1 and 2. I was looking at the columns 2 and 3, my bad. But yeah, hold off column 2 and column 3, put them here, and just hold off the attacks. And again, if they do breach, that's okay. We can just hold them on the inside. But the main objective is to kill as many of them as possible outside. So this part is pretty tricky. I mean, again, there's going to be a lot of toads coming in to start attacking. I'm pretty sure where column 2 is, I think more enemies spawn down there than they do up here. I don't know if that's RNG based. I actually don't know if that's true or not, so I could be very wrong about that, but who knows. Okay, column 3 is doing they're not doing great. They're not holding off the enemy that well. Column 2 is doing pretty good. Column 3 is replenishing its troops, so I think we'll be okay. From the looks of it, we seem to be doing alright. Yeah, we're finally getting back a bunch of soldiers, so everything is good so far. I think, honestly, we have this, yeah. I mean, since column 3 was able to replenish its troops, I think we're going to be okay. They are making me a little nervous, though. I mean, a lot of them, don't get me wrong, a lot of them are dying. A lot of them have perished, and they're starting to breach. But that's okay. That's alright. So now we'll have column 3 and 2 defending on the inside. We'll put column 2 here. On the outside, I think we're still fighting the toads. We got the majority of them. I'm pretty sure we killed most of them. So now all we have to do is just hold the line. And there you go. I mean, we just gotta kill one more toad, but it's pretty much a guarantee. We just won. Yep, just get him out of here. Boom. Swarm his ass. Kill him. Do it. There you go. There you go. That's how you beat Cold Blood on insane difficulty. This took me about 30-ish hours to be able to do this efficiently. The reason why it took me so long, and why it took so many dauntless hours, was because the first time I got assaulted, which I'll roll the clip right now. You've got to be kidding me right now. What is this? What is this? How do you beat this? So as you can see in that clip, I was frustrated because, oh my god, there was like 80 or 90 toads attacking me. And the reason why it took me 30 hours to beat this mission in particular is because that clip I showed you was the first time I got to that point. I beat the toad, thought I was done. Then I was attacked by the amphibian wave and I got slaughtered. So when I saw that, I was under the impression of, oh, I didn't build up enough ants. So so every playthrough, I was on the world for about 3 hours, maybe even 4, constantly building up more and more soldiers and losing each and every single time until I made a statement and I realized something. I said somewhere along the lines, I'm like, thankfully this mission doesn't have a timer. But it does. It doesn't tell you, but the day and night cycle is literally the timer. I didn't know that for the longest time, but if you attack the toad, if you beat the bullfrog by day 4, day 5, whatever it is, the amphibian wave is significantly smaller than when I was being attacked by like day 15, day 18. It was absolutely insane. So I'm really happy that I figured that out, but I didn't figure it out until, 20, 30 hours later, which was awful. But anyways, that's how you beat this game on insane difficulty. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. This is a little bit different than what I normally make. This was a breakdown analysis rather than just going in blind with, raw emotion and commentary. So I hope you guys enjoyed this type of approach in terms of content. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it. But anyways, I hope you all have a good day. I will see you later, and until next time, have a good day.